Hi and welcome to the Batch Lady. Thank you for logging on and watching my channel. I am here today with the lovely little Batch Lady and we are going to do some little batches of home baking to let you guys see how easy it is to do with your kids. And we're going to do a cheat today to show you, even if you've got tiny kids, exactly what you can do. So on the Batch Lady channel, I usually show you how to make fast, simple, homemade food that you can make in advance, put in your freezer and bring out for whenever you want it. And this is no exception today as we are doing baking and you can also freeze it. So what are we making today, Zara?
We're making chocolate cupcakes.
We're making chocolate cupcakes. And whenever you make chocolate cupcakes, you always end up with a huge big tin of them and then you're eating them for days and days. You don't need to, they're freezable, okay? So as long as they're not iced, you can put them in the freezer. We're going to show you exactly that today. But we're going to let you see one of our secrets, isn't it? Do you want to lift it up, Zara, and show everybody? What is it? We use, for ease, we quite often use a Betty Crocker Devil's Food Cake Mix, okay? So you can use any one you want. And the reason we do this is Zara's now old enough to bake a cake herself, i.e. using the traditional method. But when your kids are little, nursery age, if you want to bake with them, or perhaps you're not into baking, perhaps you're not a baker, you can simply follow these guidelines and you're still baking. And we're going to show you just how easy it is. Zara's actually going to do this all herself. So Zara, in the bowl. So you put the ingredients in the bowl. And we'll do lots of other baking showing you old traditional methods as well. But this is a really good one for sort of like preschoolers or kids like Zara's age. What age are you, Zara?
I'm 9.
9, just turned 9, can do herself. So in goes the water. So we're using 230 mils of water, which is almost a cup. I've just sort of left a bit off the top. Okay, and then you're putting your oil in. We're using sunflower oil. You use this instead of butter, okay? So in it goes, Zara. You need to go on TV time, so we need to speed you up. Zara's never very speedy. And we are using Hector's Happy Eggs. These have came from Hector's own farm, a boy in Zara's school. And it requires 3 eggs. Can you do an egg, Zara? Get no shell in it. It all goes wrong for TV. Oh. Okay, well, we sort of made that. If you're ever baking with kids, always get them to crack an egg into, there you go, wipe your hands, into a cup instead of directly into the mix, and that'll help. Okay, so I'm just going to start mixing this up for Zara, and then you're going to do the rest of it, aren't you, Zara? You got your mixing arms on. Now, the great thing about baking like this is you can spend, so today's a Saturday, and we're spending a bit of time together in the kitchen, but we don't have friends over. We don't really need all this baked goods. So they can just go in the freezer. And then when Zara's got friends over the next again time, rather than actually pulling everything out that you would use to bake, you can just take out the cupcakes that you've already made, and do some different icing, and they can all decorate them. And it's sort of, I always do decorating cupcakes on a different day than making cupcakes. I think making cupcakes is just fun on its own. So Zara, can you give that a really good stir? Now, what we're going to do is we made some of these earlier. So we're going to fill a tray with the little whatever you call them, little parchments. But we're going to make half of it into a cake. And stay tuned till the end, and I'm going to show you another great recipe to make with half a frozen cake. Because this cake, the main cake is going in the freezer as well. So that's our cupcakes, and this is our main cake. Now, you can buy these the same. You see they're in like this? This is parchment that you can use rather than cutting the parchment out yourself. They're not cheap, but they last a long time. I think they're about £5, but you get 150, 200 in each sort of pack. So I don't make that many cakes, so they do last for me, so they work well. But you can just cut your baking parchment out if you want. Right, this recipe, that's it. That's all that goes in. That's why kids can do it themselves. You can leave them to get on with it. You don't need to worry about what flour they've used, what mess of the flour, whether they needed baking soda or not. Right, how are we looking, Zara? And that, guys, is pretty much it. Now, I'm going to take my half out for my cake. Now, this cake is going to go at 180 degrees for 20 minutes and I'm going to check it. Now I'm just going to put it in, and I've made one earlier. It's a whole Blue Peter moment, and I'm going to show you about that. So hold on. I'm going to tell you all about the cake that I've made. But first, Zara's got a top tip that we use for filling cupcakes, don't we? Right, what do we do, Zara? Get your kids to do this.
Getting ice creams, and you like fill up maybe halfway, and just plop it in because it's a perfect amount.
There you go, guys. Look, easiest way to get kids to fill a cupcake tray. Perfect amount, about 3/4 in. That's it, Zara. Right, you keep going and fill up. Now, what I'm going to show you guys is I'm going to show you whether, here's some we made earlier, exactly what you want to do to get them in the freezer. Okay, so we've made our large cake and we've made our little cupcakes. Now, I tend to, if I was making this just for ourselves, would either make a large cake and it would be split into two, so I would have put in 2 cakes, or I would have just made the muffins. But just for today, because we wanted to show you a bit of both, we've done it this way. Now, I'll just pull out my bags and show you what you want to do. Now, you can't ice these. If you ice them and then put them in the freezer, they don't really tend to work. Wondering how much chocolate I'm going to get on me. All you want to do is put them in your sealable freezer bag. Been practicing. Make sure it's labelled. Get them all up the right way, and you want to take as much air out as possible. And I've showed you the straw method before, okay? So you can put a straw in there and seal it really tight to make sure all the air is out. Now, they'll last a couple of months. Well done, Zara, you keep going. They'll last about 2 months, I'd say, in the freezer. I tend to really only leave baked products about a month. The exact same with this cake. Now, my cake that's in the oven, a good way to get your kids to know whether it's done or not is they can either, you can use a little cake skewer and just see if it's wet inside, or you can just sound on the back. If you sound hollow, then you know that that cake's done. These ones are pretty indestructible, to be honest. But this makes, I couldn't make a chocolate cake as good as this. It makes the moistest chocolate cake. I wouldn't use the other flavours of cakes that they have. I like to use the traditional method for that. But in terms of the chocolate cake, this is great. Now, like I told you that I would tell you, you can make a great ice cream chocolate cake with this. Zara and I are going to make it this afternoon, aren't we? After this. Right, are we going to get the last one in, Zara? While I scoop it round? Guys, you have been watching. Who have they been watching? The little
batch lady.
You've been watching the little batch lady as we make chocolate cupcakes. Get baking with your kids. It's great fun. They don't need to eat it all. They can have one every day when they come in from school. Take it out the freezer, give it about 10 minutes, maybe not even 10 minutes, and it'll be defrosted and good to go. Please, what do we ask people to do? Subscribe below. Please give us a thumbs up, subscribe below, and we're coming back to you with lots more Little Batch Lady home cooking.